Hello everyone, we're going to go over the expression around the clock. Around the clock just means all day, all night, 24 hours. And typically you're going to be working around the clock. That's when we're typically using this phrase. Um, let's go over a couple of sentences using around the clock. So I can say I partied around the clock. So if I say I partied around the clock, that means I was probably all day partying, maybe just drinking and going to clubs and pubs just all day long and all night long. So I can also give an expression of time at the end. This would be past tense since I'm using partied. So I would say I partied around the clock yesterday. I partied around the clock yesterday. So that means yesterday I was up all day, all night, just partying. I can say I partied around the clock last week, and that's going to be exhausting because around the clock last week just means I would think all of last week, but I think some people have done it. Or I partied around the clock on Friday. I partied around the clock last Friday. So you can also use studied or worked. So you can say I worked around the clock last week. I worked around the clock yesterday. So you've got a plenty of variations to use with this expression. Um, Now I can also say I had to. So if I'm using I had to, this is providing some necessity. So I had to study, I had to work. I'm not going to say I had to party because, I mean, to party, it's not really a necessity. So I would say I had to work around the clock yesterday. I had to work around the clock yesterday. So this would be, I'd be referring to it in the past tense. Now, if I say I have to, this is gonna mean, either in the present tense, I'm referring to the present, or it could be in the very near future. So I can say I have to, which is necessity. I have to work around the clock tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be working all day, all night. Um, I have to study around the clock next week. I have to study around the clock next week. Um, so all through next week, I'll probably be staying up all day and all night, every single day, studying. So yeah, there's plenty of ways to use this in a sentence. So one more we can do I'm studying around the clock. So I'm studying around the clock. That can be right now, or that can also be in the near future. So yeah, I'm studying around the clock tomorrow. I'm studying around the clock in a couple of days. I'm studying around the clock in a few days. So yeah, you'll be studying a lot. So yeah, these are just a few sentences in which you can use around the clock, which means to work or study or even party all day and all night. So that's going to conclude this lesson, and thank you very much for following along.